Hey YouTubers, Alien 2000 49655 here. Forgive the lack of lighting over here. Bulb burned out again. For some reason, the electrical system in this house tends to go through those energy savers like candy. I still use them because they do save on the power bill. But as a result, I have a lack of lighting. You might get a better picture if I lean back. But here, let me pan over. Let's see if I can improve the situation here. Nope, still in shadow. Well, it's January 8th, 2014. Just got off of a video gaming binge. Realized I hadn't done my vlog today yet today. There is a museum around here, small compared to some. It has a really cool dinosaur skeleton in it, but it also has a gift shop selling the largest pieces of onyx I've ever seen. Look at that. I don't have a tape measure handy to prove it to you, but that is a 2-inch ball of onyx. Although I think it's intermingled with some other rock too, because it's got some light gray streaks in it, and onyx is almost completely black when it's in its purest form. But yeah, that sucker weighs about I would say 4 or 5 pounds. That little 2-inch sphere. That was $3 at the museum. It's just, I don't know if I'm being interesting to other people when I'm making these vlogs. Like I said before, time and time again, I'm just doing these for me. If other people find my monologues entertaining, then so be it. But I'll be willing to bet that there are very few people, if at all, interested in what I've got to say. So a lot of people would say I'm doing a waste of server memory, because that's where these videos end up, is on the YouTube server. And well, I'd like to know that somebody's at least viewing my videos. If you don't even have to subscribe or click like, just leave a comment, post a blank comment, so that I can see your ident, your YouTube alias, and you can let me know that you watched it. Even if you never watch another one again, I just gotta know that somebody is watching these. Besides my therapist, that is. I mean, she's always watching it. Yeah, she called me a couple of days ago saying, "What's wrong? You haven't posted a video in a couple of days." And I said, "I haven't." "What's today?" She said, "It's the 7th. Or the 6th or something like that. The last one you had posted was on the 1st. What's up?" I guess it just slipped my mind, I'd tell her. There's something that I like to do. Some other people, I've met one other person that likes to do this. There's probably loads more. I just haven't met them all yet. But I like to do solo role-playing. Some people say it's talking to myself, talking to an imaginary friend. And in a kind of sort of way, they're right. I imagine a scenario in my head and act out the scenario. I'm not Hollywood material. I wish I was. I wouldn't be living in poverty. If I could get myself into a big multi-million-dollar movie, that would be great, but Good luck with that one, huh? Well, anyway, I like to role play. Sometimes when I can get somebody else to role play with me, it's not sexual role play. That requires a willing partner. Although the stories often involve sex, usually with myself. Yeah, kind of disgusting and embarrassing to me at the same time, but there it is. But right now I've got this little storyline going. It's a sci-fi role play. I'm a member of a species called the Kamatrians. They're from Kamatrius. And for some reason, when I visualize them in my head, they always look like the Predator from the Predator movies. I know, it's cliche, but that's the coolest alien I can think of. I mean, I've run into some cool ETs in my time in the movie industry, I mean. But I've always liked the Predator the best. Or Pred, as I call him. There are people out there that like Predator. There are people out there that think the movies are too bloody, too graphic, or not worth the film that they were filmed on. I disagree. But yeah, like I said in I think one other previous video, I'm a major geek. I like anything sci-fi, fantasy. I mean, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite series. I've got the trilogy. I'm waiting for the third Hobbit movie to come out so that I can buy that as a trilogy. The first two movies are already been released. One's out on disc and the other one's still in theaters at this particular time. And it's going to be another year before we see The Hobbit 3. But they consistently left us with cliffhangers with each movie so far. I mean, you think you're going to get a little more movie and then they just cut it off. Snip, right there. I guess they thought they could make more money out of it by making it a trilogy, but these three movies are based on a single book. At least The Lord of the Rings had 3 books in its series, you know? And The Hobbit was the one that preceded that. That was the prequel. Well, they took that book and broke it up into 3 movies. So, those of you who have already seen The Hobbit, the first 2 Hobbits, know this already. And we used to watch Legend. That one had Tom Cruise in it. Not I Am Legend, not Will Smith. Tom Cruise. This is a very old movie that came out in the early to mid 80s. And it was the first role I ever remember seeing him in. The next one I remember, he played Maverick in Top Gun. But since then he's been in quite a few movies. Jack Reacher was one of his better films. I mean, the 2 best films that I like by him are Jack Reacher and Top Gun. Some people don't think that he's that great of an actor. For the most part, I'd have to agree. But he's entertaining nonetheless. And enough people like him out there because he's still making movies and making a living from it. So, but like I said, I'm into anything sci-fi, fantasy, and Tom Cruise was in a movie called Legend. It had fairies, goblins, elves, a demon. I don't recall, there was a dragon, there was a big old ogre in there that liked to eat dwarves. It'd make these big giant, what looked like 3-feet diameter pies with whole potatoes and dwarfs dropped in whole alive. So he literally cooked them alive. Luckily the support characters for our main protagonists in this movie, none of them ended up getting eaten, although one of them got as far as being encased in pie dough. So, yeah, it's an old one but good one. The Lady Hawk is another good one. That one's Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer. If you don't like medieval movies set in medieval times, then at the very least watch it to listen to the music, because the background music is awesome. And I see that I'm out of time, so I'll see you in the next video. Until then.